Well, we're about to find out because this is the actual hands-on preview. The question is it the same?
The first thing that struck me about Sonic Frontiers was how uniquely somber and serene it was right from the...
We've got commentary! Here we go. We're going straight to the preview. Straight to the preview. We got a video. It's 8 minutes. God damn it. It's 8 minutes.
Sonic's done a lot in 30 years.
Right, here we go.
He's been a pioneer of the high-speed 2D platformer, an Olympic athlete, a respectable kart racing enthusiast, a fighter, a TV star, and a Hollywood blockbuster movie star as well.
He's done a lot more as well.
He's never done open world, and Sonic Frontiers fixes to change that. I was fortunate enough to be one of the first people outside of Sonic Team to go hands-on with Sonic Frontiers, and let me just say, if you're worried about how the blue blur will fare in this unfamiliar genre, well, I think Crush 40 probably put it best. Open your heart, it's gonna be alright.
Well, we're about to find out because this is the actual hands-on preview. The question is it the same?
The first thing that struck me about Sonic Frontiers was how uniquely somber and serene it was right from the...
We've got commentary! I am telling you right now, this is going to be the exact same footage we saw, but it's going to have the commentary on it. Here we go!
The outset. After flying into a wormhole with Tails and Amy, Sonic finds himself separated from his friends and all alone on an isolated island, with nothing but an AI voice guiding him to collect the Chaos Emeralds. There's no one for Sonic to bounce quips off of, no energetic Crush 40 soundtrack, just wide open fields as far as the eye can see. There's an air of mystery in Sonic Frontiers, and it's a vibe that's driven home even further by the beautiful yet minimalist piano melodies that accompany Sonic as he explores the island.
So we are getting the Chaos Emeralds, has been confirmed. We've got a little bit of story now. We ended up through a wormhole. Is this going to be the exact same footage in that we have seen?
All this is a very intentional choice. I asked Sonic Team head Takashi Iizuka to describe how the tone of Sonic Frontiers differs from previous Sonic games, and he said, past games in the Sonic series have taken different tones depending on their stories and themes. This time, these mysterious islands are the game's major setting. That's why our artists have worked hard to create a mysterious mood. Of course, the big new change in Sonic Frontiers is the shift from purely linear levels to a huge open world where Sonic can freely run in any direction. But Sonic Team doesn't like to use the term open world to describe Sonic Frontiers' gameplay, instead referring to its style as being open zone. Open world games like Zelda or other AAA games fundamentally have RPG or adventure worlds. For Sonic, the core here is a 3D action game. Our basic idea was to have that take place in open space. What sets Sonic Frontiers apart is this different approach to an open game world. Having played Sonic Frontiers for about 4 hours, it's easy to see what Iizuka-san means. Sonic Frontiers' open zone design is very different from any other open world I've played. It's a giant playground. Every few feet there's a bumper spring that bounces you like a pinball between 5 other bumpers before putting you on one of the many grindable rail tracks. Or a speed ramp that sets you on a completely different path leading to some other collectible or reward. Or a line of rings that you can lightspeed dash into. Essentially, they've taken that core appeal of every Sonic level having multiple paths that eventually loop back around to the main one, and applied that to these giant non-linear open zones. One thing that has to be noted is that very few of these elements are built into the environmental design, meaning that rails, platforms, boost rings, and so on are just inexplicably floating in the air all around, which isn't totally unusual for a Sonic game, but it feels especially jarring in Frontiers in particular because of the frequent and sudden pop-in of these objects and the otherwise very naturalistic art style. Of course, it's worth emphasizing that this gameplay and the version that I played were from an early build, but this is definitely an area that I would hope to see improvement in the final version.
Okay, so they just confirmed there it was in an early build, but the problem is open zone is right now is exactly what we said it was going to be. Like they've just confirmed exactly what we were noticing in the first 2 trailers, and that is, yo, it looks like a giant playground. It is a giant playground. So it's like, okay then, but how early is this compared to the build? Let's continue on and see what it's saying.
That there are also a wide variety of puzzles and challenges that are littered throughout the zone, and completing them is how you uncover sections of your map. Most of these are very simple, requiring you to orient a statue the correct way, quickly hop back and forth between colored tiles, or use Sonic's new
puzzle there
ability to draw circles around certain objects in the environment to interact with them. The best ones, though, are the races against the clock where you have to get from point A to point B
Time
in a
trial.
limited amount of time.
Time trials
The
here.
openness of Frontiers level design makes straightforward races like these a ton of fun, because you have to try and improvise a path to the end that might not be immediately obvious.
And now they'll switch to the combat second.
There are some exceptions, but combat in traditional Sonic games generally isn't a thing that goes much deeper than jumping, rolling, or using a homing attack into enemies at the right time. That changes in Sonic Frontiers, which now has you fighting all sorts of wandering enemies and mini-bosses using an all-new array of incredibly flashy attacks. It's not all style and no substance though. Sonic is able to quickly dodge using the bumper buttons on the gamepad,
Dodge button!
And by pressing them together, he can even parry attacks with the right timing.
Yo,
His homing
parry
attack
him?
also feels much more powerful, landing with a ton of
Yo,
impact
we got a parry?
and keeping Sonic stuck to his enemy, allowing for a flurry of follow-up strikes. One of the things I really appreciate about the combat from what I played is that there are usually multiple ways to deal with specific enemies. Like, take for example this guy, who has an impenetrable shell that he can expand into spinning blades and throw at you. One way to deal with him is just to carefully time your homing attacks so you don't get hit by the blades. But if you do that, the window to damage him is small. To increase that window, you can either parry the blades and knock them away right before they hit you, or you can even use Sonic's side loop ability to encircle the enemy, which causes the shell to go flying upwards.
They called that Psy Loop there. A Psy Loop, a Cyber Loop.
Defeating these enemies will reward you with EXP that you can use to purchase new skills from a skill tree, which gives Sonic
Skill
Frontiers
tree
a really nice
confirmed!
skill power even in
Way!
just the relatively short amount of time that I played. Some of the
XP
later
skill
skills that you get
tree!
are just unbelievably cool. And it's super satisfying to see Sonic Team experiment with different ways that Sonic can attack enemies beyond just spins, jumps, and bumps. In addition to these smaller enemies, there are also a handful of enormous world bosses that I had to contend with. These are near Shadow of the Colossus-esque in their scale, with one in particular against a beast named Asura requiring Sonic to bait the Titan to slam the ground and then boost up its arm in order to reach the weak spots on its head. It's an ambitious boss battle, far beyond anything I've seen in the Sonic series to date, but it's also the part of the game that needs the most work. Far too often I'd fly off the boss's arm without knowing why, or I'd get to the top and for some reason lack the momentum needed to actually reach the head. Sonic must hunt down and defeat these bosses in order to collect portal gears, which open up portals that lead to bite-sized linear stages, done in the style of previous Sonic games, giving Sonic Frontiers a nice mix of both old
I'm sorry,
and
wait,
new
what?
styles.
Wait.
Must hunt down and defeat these bosses in order to collect portal gears, which open up portals that lead to bite-sized linear stages, done in the style of previous Sonic games, giving Sonic Frontiers a nice mix of both
Bite-sized
old
linear
and new styles.
stages.
These classic levels each come with a handful of optional goals, like beating the level under a certain time, collecting all the red rings, and so on, with each goal rewarding you with a vault key, which are needed to unlock the coveted Chaos Emeralds.
So you get the gears to go into a level, which then allows you to do some classic Sonic style depending on the challenge. Red rings have just been confirmed, and you need those portals to go and get the vault key to unlock the Chaos Emeralds. It's a giant hub world. If people called it, yeah, it's a giant hub world.
Sonic Frontiers is an exciting new step forward for the Sonic series into uncharted territory, and based on my time with it, Sonic Team seems to have hit upon a winning formula. There's certainly still work to be done before it's released during the holiday season. There's a lot of distracting pop-in, there's a fair amount of bugs still left to be squashed, and the big boss fights could do with some
Give it of
tweaking.
his toes.
But ultimately, my time with this early build answered the one question I had on my mind. Will Sonic's one-of-a-kind gameplay translate into an open world? The answer is a resounding absolutely. Thanks for watching, and tune into IGN for more Sonic Frontiers coverage as part of IGN First. And for everything else, keep it here on IGN.
Why did they not have the commentary the first time? Why did they not have the commentary? We called it from the very beginning. We just wanted the commentary. Oh, Murby, it's not just you. Everybody has said, where's the commentary? Now that you have the commentary, it actually looks not bad. We got so much more info from that. This one part.
To increase that
This
here's a
one
really nice
part.
feeling of power.
Sorry,
Increase that window-
two parts. Two parts here. Listen to these two lines,
You
right?
can either parry the bullets, loop ability. Defeating these enemies will reward you with EXP that you can use to purchase new skills from a skill tree, which gives
you didn't care about in either of the two videos beforehand, and then you skip forward.
Lead to bite-sized linear stages, done in the style of previous Sonic games, giving Sonic Frontiers a nice mix of both old and new styles. These classic levels each come with a handful of optional goals, like beating the level under a certain time, collecting all the red rings, and so on, with each goal rewarding you with a vault key, which are needed to unlock the coveted Chaos Emeralds.
Why did we not get these information? Why did we not get this information on the first two? Why did we not get that on the first two? That makes so much more sense. There is more to come. They also said islands as well. God. This is painting Frontiers in a much better light than it has now. Now, it's interesting that the person playing this has referenced the fact that there is popping, that there are weird things that are just appearing in and out, and that the elements from Sonic games, they're just there. Maybe that's a design choice that they've made. Maybe that'll change in a later build. We don't know. But god dang, why did they not do this at the start? This is giving us a much better view, a much better look. I still want a demo. I am very, very happy about this. This is, like, more information like this was needed, and I'm glad we've got it, but god dang. God dang, maybe the fandom will stop eating each other apart now, but we'll see. You worry the AI voice may be RoboChow annoying, we have to see. Robotnik trapped Sonic to manipulate him into getting the Chaos Emeralds. It might be Robotnik. We don't know, we've still not heard. The only characters that are now confirmed are Sonic, Tails, and Amy. Those are the only characters that are now confirmed, so we'll have to see. But we have to go through on that one as well. Yeah, there was Knuckles as well, but that was a prequel to the events that are happening, and Knuckles was at the Master Emerald. So we have to see. The commentary has added context, and that is one of the most important parts. It really is. It's one of the most important parts. Commentary has added context, and that's what we wanted. That's what we wanted. We got context. We got good stuff on it. We know there's a skill tree coming. We know Amy and Tails are here. We know, or well, they're in the game. We don't know if they're here. We know we're going to get linear style stages. We know the red rings are back. We know we're going to get XP. Like, all right. This is going to be interesting. I am back on the optimism side right now. From cautious to optimism. I've been in the middle. I've been down to the cautious. I'm now back up to being optimistic. That's where we are now. And we've got that too. Sonic running around in an open space is fun. Just check out Sonic Speed Simulator. Check out the multitude of Sonic fan games that are out there. If you haven't already, and I don't know if it's still available, check out Green Hill Paradise. It's a Sonic game in an open world form where you can go hunt for the 7 Chaos Emeralds and unlock Super Sonic. It is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. And if Sonic Frontiers even plays like half that game, you're going to have a good time with it. Because that is great, you know? This makes it better. Originally, I was cautiously optimistic. I saw the movement, and I was like, okay, I'm a little bit more cautious than optimistic. Then I saw the combat one and went, all right, I'm back to being cautiously optimistic again. Now that I've saw this, I'm more on the optimistic side. It doesn't look like it's nice that we finally have a little bit more clarification on some of the stuff here. Some of the stuff we've not seen these linear levels, but they confirmed a lot of new things, which is really, really good. This makes me happy. Well, Zenithsled, they did say, do the linear levels have a combat focus? They said things, some of them might be a time trial, some of them might be grab the red rings, there might be combat-based ones, so it wouldn't surprise me if there are combat-based ones. They finally confirm some good stuff. I will say, I'm still annoyed that we were right. That there was more to the original footage, and they were just taking that and stripping out the commentary. It annoys me that that is a thing. But at the same time, I'm so glad we were right and that it is actually there. This is giving us a bit more light on Frontiers, and I'm a bit more optimistic about it now. Yeah, it's called the Psy-Loop. It is now called the Psy-Loop. Will it be Psy-Loop? Will it be CY-Loop? PSI-Loop? PSY loop? We don't know. I wonder how we do that. Well, Omega Mario, this will be both IGN and Sega. Like, both IGN and Sega are at fault for doing this. one did its marketing with the other by that. So it's both of them that did this, but ooh, it's looking more and more interesting the more I see, and I'm happy about that.